Hello, my name is Frank Henville and I'm a technical manager at Apacer. Today I'll be giving a presentation entitled Achieving Security Efficiency Balance with Remote SSD Management in the Post-Pandemic Era. We're looking at 3 topics on the agenda today. The first is about experiencing the new normal in the post-pandemic era. The second will cover Apacer's remote device management solution. And finally, we'll take a look at some of our innovative technology developments which are just being released. So, the new normal, we've all heard this phrase. The new normal means facing new challenges in the post-pandemic era. Things such as blended working, where not all employees may be able to visit a work site, clustering reduction based on government or other restrictions on who can work where, and the growing number of edge devices, which means increased costs for maintenance. After talking to our customer base, we've heard their demands, which include more efficient smart remote management and maintenance. They're also looking for digital transformation by introducing cloud-based operation and improving edge security and ransomware protection. The list of ransomware attacks on major companies in 2021 is too long to cover here. Suffice it to say that the risk is real. System operation or the data transmission process might be maliciously attacked by hackers, causing unexpected losses. In certain cases, storage might become unstable or damaged after long-time exposure in outdoor or extreme environments, since 90% of SSDs are still not monitored. The risks are very real. Customers need to pay attention to the business risks and losses that could be caused by hacker attacks, but there's also the danger of unexpected system downtime, such as a blue screen of death. So, if we're trying to prevent reputation damage or business losses, what can be done? What's the answer? The simplest answer is Apacer's remote device management solution. Apacer has teamed up with some of our co-op partners. These include companies such as Advantech, Ulxon, and we're growing to partner with other companies as well. By cooperating with these partners, we can provide multiple management platforms and cloud security services. Apacer's remote device management solution is known as the Double-Barreled Solution Cloud Edition. It can monitor and analyze an SSD's workload and make a recommendation about the best SSD for a system, and it can also notify potential failures in advance before they happen so that an old drive can be swapped out for a new one. It's designed to operate smoothly with hardware devices such as Apacer's SV25C Cloud Series SSD, and also has a new functionality called Core Snapshot, which involves 1 second data and OS backup and recovery. We'll talk about that a little bit later on today. First of all, as I mentioned before, the Double-Barreled Solution Cloud Edition, or DBS-CE, can monitor and analyze an SSD's workload to make sure you choose the best SSDs for your system. It can also recommend firmware options if needed. Here we can see DBS-CE running inside Advantech's device-on system. If you take a single glance at the dashboard, you can see the health status of SSDs, whether they're critical, warning, or healthy status. You can also look at the total number of SSDs that are online compared to the total number in general. And it also sorts SSDs by problematic areas, such as the top 5 unexpected power loss SSDs, which you can see in the lower middle box. There's many other functions that DBS-CE will present to the viewer. Here you can sort and filter all the different SSDs that are currently connected to your system. And if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, you can see some grayed out boxes, which are the Core Snapshot, backup, and recovery functions, which are also accessible from inside the dashboard. And in the top right corner, you can see the temperature monitoring of the SSDs. Make sure there aren't any extremely high or cold or high or low temperatures that might cause damage. Here we have another implementation of DBSCE. This time it's running inside Alxon's device management system. The small drop-down box in the center, labeled Commands, can be used to shut down or restart SSDs or trigger the core snapshot recovery process. Up next, we'll take a look at how DBSCE can notify operators of potential failures in advance. At Apacer, we often say an SSD is like a tire. They'll both wear out eventually. But if you could be informed before your tire was going to pop, you could avoid a dangerous accident. Well, DBSCE offers a similar functionality to operators of networked SSDs. If an SSD cannot be detected or is running low on disk space, an alert can be sent to the operator of the system via line, WhatsApp, email, or SMS. Once the operator is aware, they can then take action to solve the problem. DBSCE can also notify administrators of potential failures in advance. This is very important. It can send a message to the administrator's phone or iPad or other portable device. It can send that alert through line, WhatsApp, email, SMS, many different options. And it can alert the administrator of crucial problems such as an SSD that can't be detected anymore, low disk space, or an SSD that has never been backed up. It can also announce that the backup is complete or the recovery is complete. So this kind of warning system can be extremely helpful. Once the administrator receives that message on their phone or their email service, they can then contact the office and ask a coworker to swap out an SSD or check if it's properly connected to the system. And as I mentioned before, Core Snapshot is one of the new technologies that Apacer recently added to DBSCE. It allows you to set a backup point and then recover an SSD to that backup point, including both the data and the OS that may be stored on an SSD. All of these vertical markets, from digital signage to gaming machines to ATMs to point-of-sale machines, have suffered from a blue screen of death. It hurts the company's reputation to have this displayed in public, so it's something we want to avoid as much as possible. In fact, according to various researchers, 30 seconds of downtime can lead to up to 5.6 million US dollars of business losses, depending on the situation. So the question then is, how can we solve a blue screen of death immediately? The answer is Core Snapshot. It's really a system disaster's savior. For one thing, it's highly compatible with all operating systems. And it can back up and recover not only the OS, but all the data on an SSD. This process, amazingly, can be carried out in just a single second. Let's take a look at some examples from different areas of the business world, starting with a point-of-sale machine in an unmanned store. The software crashes and the customers are lined up waiting to pay for their items. This leads to losses for the operator, and they'll also have to spend time and money to send a worker out to the store to reboot the system. Customers may lose faith in the unmanned store as a concept. However, with Core Snapshot, this whole problem could be resolved in just 1 second, and the blue screen of death resolved, and the store would be running again. Or consider robots working in an automated factory. If one robot stops working, the entire production line could be stalled. But with Core Snapshot, an operator can trigger a single button, and the OS and data will be recovered. The robot will be back up and running in a few seconds as soon as the OS reboots, and the production line will be running smoothly again. Core Snapshot is equally at home in a variety of other situations. For example, take a battery charging station. If it stopped working, the operators of EVs could be stuck without suitable batteries to continue on their journey. This could lead to serious customer dissatisfaction. In addition, the operator of the charging station would need to send an operative to reach the station, and if it happened in a remote area, the manpower costs could really add up. However, with Core Snapshot, the whole problem could be resolved in 1 second, and the system could be running smoothly again. Or what about a long-haul bus? Imagine the infotainment system crashes and the customers have no videos to watch or video games to play while they're on their long journey. In such a case, the system could probably only be repaired after the bus arrived at a bus station. And this could mean hours or even days of travel time. So during that time, there could be significant business losses and again lead to dissatisfied customers, which is something no business wants. If they had Core Snapshot and could trigger it through a cloud connection, the infotainment device could be back up and running in just 1 second. Here's another scenario, an automatic parking cashier. If the OS crashes, it could take a long time to reach that location if this happened in a remote area. Again, you're going to be facing manpower and maintenance costs, and you're going to be experiencing serious customer dissatisfaction. Finally, let's consider a defense radar system operating in a far-flung desert somewhere. If the OS crashes, the customer may lose important data. They may also waste time waiting for the radar system to be restored, and inserting personnel to repair the system may expose them to danger. The solution is simple. With Core Snapshot, they can resolve the OS crash in just 1 second, and the defense radar system will be operating normally again. Let's take a moment to look at some of our hardware which has been optimized for use with Apacer's DBS-CE. Here you can see the SV25C Cloud Series SSDs. They're available in a variety of form factors and capacities, so there'll be something for everyone in this collection. Finally, let's move on to some of Apacer's innovative technology developments. First, let's look at the evolution of PCIe technology. For Apacer, PCIe 3.0 is already in mass production, and according to our schedule, PCIe 4.0 should be launching in the 4th quarter of 2021. This has the advantage of 16 GT per second transfer rates, so it's a significant improvement. PCIe 5.0 and 6.0 are still in the planning stages. Here we see the evolution of BiCS Flash. BiCS 3 and 4 are already in mass production, and BiCS 5 should launch in Q1 of 2022. The advantages of BiCS 5 include 112 layers, and it also offers wide operating temperature ranges, which will be an advantage for certain customers. As for BiCS 6, it's still in the planning stages. Let's move on to DRAM modules, which are currently migrating from DDR4 to DDR5. If you haven't heard already, there are many advantages to DDR5 technology, such as higher bandwidth, lower operating power that's required, higher densities and capacities, and better efficiency and reliability. Especially the on-DIMM PMIC allows for better power efficiency and scalability, so DDR5 comes highly recommended. And Apacer actually currently offers the industry's most complete industrial DDR5 product line, which includes UDIMM, SODIMM, and RDIMM modules. These should all be launching in the 2nd quarter of 2022. And you can see the compatibility with Intel and AMD devices on our chart here. Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. I've been your presenter, Frank Henville. If you'd like to learn more about our operations, please visit industrial.apacer.com or feel free to send us an email at marketing@apacer.com and we'll get right back to you. We hope you found this informative, and we'll see you next time.